Basically, we determined that the people of the city, even long after the strike, still massively supported the TTC as an essential service designation. And as you may know, the vote was 22 to 23 not to designate the TTC essential service, except there were some exceptions to that. Wheel-Trans was one service that we're going to request the province to make legislation. We talked to thousands of people at subway stops in the days up to the council vote. And what we found very interesting is normally when someone is presenting a flyer to you at the subway stop, you're kind of reluctant. Is this someone selling something? And people would try to brush by us. But on the way by, they'd realize what it was. And we've had them coming back to us to say, give me that. I want to take this to my office. I want my coworkers to know that we can have a say in this. We can tell City Council. We can sign your online petition. And so we were amazed at the number of people that sort of started to brush by us, but as soon as they found out what we were about, they came back to say, yes, we wholeheartedly support that.
We decided to test Councillor Jenkins' findings by going to Dundas Square and asking some of the TTC users their thoughts on this debate.
Yeah, it is an essential service. There's so many people who take the TTC every day.
I believe so, because a lot of people in downtown Toronto don't have any means of transportation.
Absolutely.
100%, 2,000%.
I just can't understand. 23 to 22 was the vote.
Yeah.
I just don't know what
believe
world do
they
these
allowed
people
this.
live in.
I think it's dangerous to take either extreme. I think that we need to look at both sides and find a middle ground.
No. I think the reason they striked sounded like a good one, and I think they should be allowed to.
Definitely.
And why?
Why? Because it's like people rely on that to get to work, and it's not fair. You just leave them stranded.
Yeah, I think so, because a lot of people rely on it. People take it every day. If there was a strike now, I'd be in a lot of trouble. I wouldn't be able to get to school or work.
You know what? I don't know. I would think so, yeah. For most of the people that do take it every day, I don't know, what does it shuttle over 1 million people to and from work every day? So, yeah.
It's a double-edged sword. If you were an employee of the TTC, you'd probably think a little bit differently, but there's a lot of people that rely on it.
I think as workers, they should be allowed to strike, but it is a little bit annoying to the public, but I think they should be allowed, yeah.
So that's 8-4, 2 against, and 2 undecided. That fits the councillor's findings. So why did City Council vote against it if the people wanted it to be an essential service? We talked to Adam Gembroni to get the other side of the story.
What happened coming out of this year's strike is there was a lot of discussion that came forward about how service should be dealt with at the TTC and whether it should be declared an essential service. The Commission did a review, the City of Toronto did a review, and in fact the City How, which is a policy institute, did a review. And all 3 reports suggested that it would cost somewhere around $10 or $11 million to deem the TTC an essential service. And this over time leads to larger public sector settlements and adds to the costs. The union also didn't want them to be declared an essential service. It was a rare moment in both the union and management agreeing. And that's because I guess declaring an essential service takes away some of the bargaining rights of the union. It also takes away the flexibility of the management. And at the end of the day, you want to be able to have some flexibility in order to schedule and to deal with your workplace. Well, the main issue is twofold. First of all, it doesn't prevent a union from doing work to rule, and work to rule is basically not breaking the contract rules or the law, but following the contract rules to the exact letter. They have the right to refuse overtime. Well, if we don't have any overtime, this is a huge problem, and it seriously inhibits our ability to run the system. So work to rules can be as effective as a strike, but they can go on for months, and it's a real problem. You have no ability to legislate them back to work because they're not doing anything either illegal or in contradiction of the contract. The other issue, of course, is we would have ended up paying more money. So you would have not guaranteed that there would be no job action, and you would end up paying more. It was an interesting topic because a lot of people were very frustrated coming out of the strike that occurred, and of course we'd had an illegal strike, which essential service legislation wouldn't have prevented in any case. But you do need to step back and look at it analytically, and when you do that, as frustrating as it may be, essential service legislation doesn't really achieve a lot of the objectives which people are hoping to achieve.
The Toronto Transit Commission. We take it every day and we get upset when the slightest thing goes wrong for us. But rarely do we think about the people working for the TTC. Teachers, auto technicians, and many other workers have the ability to go on strike to make their work environments a safe one. Should we take it away from our bus, subway, and streetcar drivers, or will the change make it easier for them to work safe? In the end, the final decision should be based on what is right for them. For the Journal, I'm Patrick Perron.
Unfortunately, our show is almost about to come to an end. We hope you all enjoyed our segments and know a little bit more than you did at the start of the show. We would really like to thank Sega Klein as well as Reckless and Ryan PvP for all their amazing performances. We'd also like to thank you for watching. Don't forget to watch again next week for a whole new set of segments that'll for sure blow you away. Now, once again, here's the Sega Clan giving us another taste of their crumping.
Put in work from the street.